Life is not what happens to us, but how we choose to respond to what happens to us. And in that single truth lies the power of human freedom. The freedom to choose our mindset, our energy, our words, our reactions, and ultimately, the legacy we leave behind. Because every single day when we rise, whether the sky is blue or gray, whether our pockets are full or empty, whether we are surrounded by applause or silence, we are given a sacred opportunity to choose who we will be in that moment. And that choice echoes beyond the second it's made. It shapes our character, our direction, and our destiny, because attitude is a choice, and it determines the altitude of your life. When you choose to face adversity with courage instead of fear, when you decide to show up for yourself with belief instead of doubt, when you look at a storm and say, "I will stand tall," you are not just reacting, you are designing your life brick by brick, decision by decision, and that's where happiness begins. Not in the absence of struggle, but in the presence of awareness, the deep, unshakable awareness that no one and nothing can take away your right to choose your state of mind, your reaction, your peace, because happiness is not found. It is built, it is nurtured, it is chosen over and over again, even on the days when everything feels wrong. Even when your plans collapse and people let you down and the road ahead seems endless, you can still choose to find light, to hold on to something good, to breathe deeply and whisper to yourself, "This too shall pass." And when you make that conscious choice, that act of mental defiance in the face of hardship, you plant seeds of strength within your soul, seeds that bloom in the form of optimism. Another choice we must make deliberately, because while cynicism and complaint are easy roads, it takes real courage to say, "I still believe," to look around at a broken world and still see beauty, to look at disappointment and still see possibility, to believe in people when they failed you, to believe in tomorrow even when today feels unbearable. That is optimism. And it's not naive, it's not foolish, it's powerful. It's a form of rebellion, a refusal to surrender to negativity. And that power is within us, all of us, if we only decide to use it, just like kindness, which the world often confuses with weakness, when in truth, it is one of the greatest forms of strength. Because when you choose to be kind in a world that is often cold, when you extend compassion to those who cannot repay you, when you choose love over hate, forgiveness over bitterness, patience over anger, you are not just lifting others. You are lifting yourself, building a heart resilient and rich with peace, because kindness is a mirror. What you give to others, you inevitably give to yourself. And when you give, when you choose generosity, not just with money but with time, attention, encouragement, and presence, you activate a flow of abundance in your life. And that giving rewrites your story from scarcity to fulfillment, and not just material fulfillment, but emotional wealth. The kind that brings deep, quiet satisfaction at night, the kind that no one can steal, because giving fills us in ways taking never can, and just as giving shapes us, so does respect. Respect for ourselves, for others, for the journey we are all on. And it too is a choice, one we make in every conversation, every judgment, every disagreement. And when we choose respect, we rise above ego, we rise above the petty, and we recognize the humanity in others. And in doing so, we grow as humans ourselves, because every choice you make, every time you react with grace or resentment, with love or hate, with courage or fear, writes the story of your character, builds the foundation of your identity, and becomes the invisible hand guiding your future. Because while we often feel at the mercy of circumstances, the truth is that circumstances reveal us, but choices define us. And the most powerful realization you can have is that no matter where you came from, no matter what pain you've endured, no matter what mistakes you've made, you can choose again. You can rewrite the ending. You can rise from rock bottom. You can change your path by changing your mindset, because your life is a reflection of your choices. Not your hopes, not your dreams, not your intentions, but your choices. So choose with awareness, choose with purpose, choose like your life depends on it, because it does. And the beauty is, no one else gets to choose for you. You are not powerless. You are not a victim of fate. You are not stuck unless you decide to be. And every day is a clean slate if you choose to see it that way. Because your past doesn't dictate your future. Your choices do. And the greatest freedom you'll ever discover is that your attitude, your happiness, your optimism, your kindness, your giving, your respect, they are not conditional, they are not reactions, they are reflections of who you decide to be. And that decision belongs to you alone, so choose joy even when it's hard, choose peace even when it's tempting to fight. Choose to love yourself enough to let go of what hurts you, to move forward when it's scary, to rise even when you feel broken. And remember that every choice you make, no matter how small, is like a drop in the ocean. But with time, those drops become waves, and those waves become the tides that carry your life to a new shore. So don't underestimate the power of your daily decisions. Don't sleepwalk through your life believing you have no say. Don't hand over the pen of your story to your past, your pain, or your doubt. Grab that pen, take ownership, and write with fire. Write with purpose. Write with love. Because what you choose today becomes who you are tomorrow. And in a world where so much is outside our control, that simple truth is your greatest weapon, your greatest freedom, and your greatest gift. So choose wisely, live intentionally, and never forget. You are the author, and your choices are your legacy.